The only framework you would need as a beginner in prompt engineering is the RTCO framework. If you watched my last video, you already know this. Large language models such as ChatGPT and Gemini, they don't think, they don't understand meaning, and they don't know you. What they do is predict the next most likely word based on your inputs, which means when you give vague prompts like write an email, write a post, the AI is forced to guess. And that guesswork is exactly why you get bad or generic answers. And then also know this. The problem isn't the AI, it is how you are talking to it. Hi, I'm Mira, and in this video I'm going to show you how to remove that guesswork completely using this simple framework called RTCO. RTCO is a prompt framework which helps you tell the AI exactly what you want without overcomplicating things. RTCO stands for role, task, context, and output rules. Why will this work? It is pretty simple. AI performs best when the role is clear, the task is specific, the situation is defined, and then the output expectations are set. Let's break this down step by step. First, the role. The role tells AI who it should act as. It gives AI the perspective to respond from. Basically, it gives AI a persona to adopt. And by doing this, it narrows the knowledge base of the AI. This already prevents generic outputs because the AI will adopt the characteristics of that persona, which includes the tone and vocabulary, and this ultimately gives accurate outputs. Now let's look at these two examples. In the first set of examples, I have a good and then a bad prompt. Now, the bad prompt says, write a social media caption. Now, this will give an okay output because the AI will just produce a generic output. But when I say you are a social media manager for a lifestyle brand targeting young professionals, now this would give you an output from the perspective of a social media manager for a lifestyle brand. Yeah. And the next example, the bad prompt is write a blog introduction. This will probably also give an overall average output, just a blog introduction. When I say you are a content writer specializing in educational blogs posts for beginners, now this will give you an output that sounds like a content writer who is specializing in educational blog posts. See? So just defining the role already improves the tone, depth, and relevance of the output. Now that we understand the role, let's move on to task. This is where most prompts fall apart because the task was not specific enough. Task simply explains exactly what the AI should produce. So basically, it tells the AI what it should do in the role you have assigned. Yeah. So try to be as specific as you can with the task. For this, I have two sets of examples as well. In the first set, there is a bad and then a good task, and then the second set also has the same set. Now, the first set, the bad task is to create an Instagram content. Now, with this, the AI has to guess what kind of content it should create. But when I say create 5 Instagram caption ideas promoting a new skincare product, now this is very specific. I specifically said 5 Instagram caption ideas, and then these ideas are to promote a new skincare product. So it is not just going to give me any caption, but then captions that would help me promote the new skincare products. Another example is to write an article. That is just a generic task. But when I say write a 1,000-word article explaining the benefits of email marketing for small businesses. Now, this task has been specific. It is clearly saying write a 1,000-word article that is targeted at for small business owners. And then what is it going to do? It's going to educate them on email marketing. You understand? So specific task equals focused output. Always remember this. And let's move on to context. Context gives the AI information about the situation, audience, and goals. By providing context, you are removing guesswork that the AI will do to fill the voids created when these are missing. For instance, when I say write an email for my audience, the AI doesn't know my audience. It doesn't know who I am targeting. When I say write an email for my subscribers who signed up for the webinar on email marketing but didn't attend. Now, I have been specific on who my audience are. They are subscribers who signed up for a webinar and then they didn't show up. So AI knows how to address or write the email. Another example is write a product copy. The AI has to guess what product it is and then who the product is for. When I say write a product copy for a budget-friendly productivity app designed for university students, now the AI knows who my audience are, which is university students. What the app is all about. It is a low budget or budget-friendly productivity app. See? So context helps the AI speak to the right people in the right way. It also removes average internet output. And last but not the least, output rules. Output rules control how the response is delivered. This ensures you get your response in the structure and the feel you want. So, for instance, when I say write a caption, the AI doesn't know how I want my caption to look like. It doesn't know if I want it to be in paragraphs, in bullet forms. It doesn't know. It doesn't know if it should sound friendly, because on the normal, the AI sounds very robotic. So it doesn't sound very human-like. But when I say write a short Instagram caption using a friendly tone and include one emoji, I've been specific on how I want my output to look and feel. It should sound friendly, and then it shouldn't include too many emojis, but just one. Another example is when I say explain this topic. The AI doesn't know what topic I want. And then if I say explain the topic, it is going to give me long passages and then a lot of words, using like big words. And then I won't be able to understand. When I say explain this topic, so let's say explain email marketing in a simple language, using bullet points. Now, AI is just going to give me what I want, because I said it should explain email marketing. So it's just going to use simple words to explain it, and also it will use bullet points so that I can easily read through and then know what I want to know. See? So that is how you control the format and tone and length of your output. Now, let's try out 2 prompts. Now, the first prompt we'll be trying is write a LinkedIn post. Now, when you look at this prompt, it has no rule. The text is vague, and then no context, no output rule. Then, this same prompt, I am going to redevelop it for it to have role, tags, context, and output rule. Basically, I'm just going to redevelop or re-engineer this prompt using the RTCO Framework. Now, with this prompt, I have a role which is a social media manager for a B2B consultancy brand. Our task is to write a LinkedIn post educating small business owners on why consistent branding matters online. Our audience is non-technical founders who are active on LinkedIn but struggle with content ideas. Our output rule is to keep the tone professional but conversational, and also to limit the post to 600 words and end with a question to encourage engagement. Now I'm just going to copy and paste this prompt in the Gemini message box and then run this to see what output we'll get. Then we'll compare the output from the two prompts on the same platform, the same idea, but then we'll just compare the two prompts, the two outputs, and then see which one works or which one looks better. Welcome to the demo session. So I will just copy the prompts and then paste them inside the text box for Gemini to run and then give us the outputs. Okay, so here is the first prompt: write a LinkedIn post. Let's run this. Now when you look at this output, it's so generic, because Gemini has basically given us a template we can just plug and play to write a general LinkedIn post. But what we want is very specific. We're talking about online presence and why it matters to business owners. So let's run the second prompt and then see how it also works. I'm using the same chat. There. So that's the prompt. Let's run this. Okay, so from here you can see that the prompts or the outputs that was given here is quite specific, and then it is tailored to what we are looking for. It has been written in a friendly yet professional tone, and then it was directed to small business owners, and it is talking about why their online or consistent branding matters to them. See? So output 1 and output 2. Output 2 is like 10 out of 10, basically, and output 1 is, well, meh. But you get the gist, right? Now, before you start using RTCO, try to avoid these mistakes. 1. Being vague. Vague prompts forces the AI to guess, and guessing equals generic outputs. 2. Skipping context. No context leads to generic results, so try to avoid doing that as well. Overloading your prompts. That's basically over-engineering your prompt. The framework is all about simplicity, not complexity, so try to not do too much to your prompts. And then the last but not the least is blaming the AI. This is something I've been doing until I realized it wasn't the fault of the AI, but it was the prompts. Most bad outputs comes from incomplete prompts. If the output isn't good, just try to check which part of your prompt is missing using the RTCO Framework. And if this video helped you, like and subscribe for more content like this. If you have questions, kindly drop them in the comments and I'll answer them. Until then, thank you and bye.